All right, good evening. Welcome to Porcupine Stand here on YouTube. Well, and very holiday edition. So be about them. I'm almost chilly or town so chilly. Almost so fie, so fie. Yes, in Kunya, you be discuss Kumasi Asante Kotoko Enra. Asante Kotoko Ghana Premier League. All the way was the game ended a year 1-1. Kumasi Asante Kotoko and Young Apostles. Game ended 1-1. A lot of issues in the CEO, but don't forget to subscribe to the channel. Hit on the subscription button for me so that please try as much as possible to subscribe to the channel. Na Ntim inquiry. Well, like I was saying, yeah, a lot of issues next see. One particular issue about a major talking point. Issue-Tenadu Dwamena and a whole lot of that. But today I was on Facebook and Kingsley Nana Prempe ni post be on Facebook and it kind of touched me. And I decided to share it here. I see yesterday my expenses to watch Asante Kotoko versus Young Apostle in Ghana. They come by. I spent 70 Ghana cedis on TNT, 100 cedis to eat fufu at McLean, 50 cedis for VIP tickets, 10 cedis for bottle of water, and 100 cedis for my friends who came to watch the game. But I'm not complaining about the results because I understand football. I will be at Obuasi again to watch our next home game. Fabulous, the greatest. What Kingsley is trying to say is that on the 70 cedis in a year transportation, and now the 100 cedis a year edifufu. Or the 50 cedis a ticket, 10 cedis here so. And also added 10 cedis to ticket man and now for form born. But Kotoko ending kunim on complaining. The next Kotoko game abekwa. Baby hear me pano. Baby the show said the next Kotoko game abekwa. Because I said, as human as we are, obi our how they react to issues. Obu abeshina sumon kasa, obu abeshina sum on the boba bobo tree. So the point where I say he's not complaining, no. Yes, I won't do so much there because you will also he will complain on the okohuye if anko the way pay. But I am picking it from the point of say the next Kotoko game you'll be there to watch it. Kingsley, why are there? And that is what we want to tell every Kotoko fan. Say, despite the results, the next game we should try as much as possible to go back and go and watch Asante Kotoko Obuasi. But let's come to the complaining part. Now, in addressing the various complaints about from Asante Kotoko supporters. Now, in breaking it down. Prempe might not be complaining, which Maka said, your individual difference, be complaining. So let's address complaints and call for after the game. Now, in discussing on this platform. But many are the fact that he will still go and watch the Kotoko game. But let's look at the things people are complaining about. And now, manti any kind of discussions around Frederick Asari and Mohamed Kamara. Let's be honest. Discussion ni bebre. People are not talking about the fact that they're Fred Akwakotana bench. People are not even talking about the fact that he can even lose his Black Stars slot by being on the bench of Asante Kotoko. No. What that means that Asante Kotoko he's the captain and or Blasters. But at the moment, you have to give them some level of credit for how they are understanding the game. They are now looking at the Omonsabe, the results over choosing personalities. So, club and captain at Natina bench, or Blasters or the bench, near the a foreigner beda. No beyond complaining. Now people are looking at the performance of the player. It means that the supporters, no, they are not interested in personalities. They are interested in the Obama results. Therefore, if you hear these same supporters complaining about a player, it's a man critical attention. Because why are they not complaining about Freddy Kasari? But they are mute on the goalkeeping department. Why is that no Kotoko fan is complaining about Korte on the bench for Lord Amwa? But also we'll go through comments, me taking me time, cut comments because Nyan said anything about Kufu trip. So when you listen to what other people are saying, you get an idea of what is going on. Therefore, when you so Mente Korte complain. And even her Ansu, Mente so be a complaint on Ansu. Say Emma Ansu Mbo. Mente so be a complaint about Ablo and Samba. So it means that it's not about the Watanawache. It's about the Chitafwani GDC obetime. So now let's look at what they are complaining about. They are complaining about Ntim and Kyei Dwamena. And only the one complaining about. Say that partnership will not help Kotoko. Now let's analyze that issue. First and first. Last season, clearly Ogum Kunyaya Kobobos our partnership. Ntim ni Kyei. But at no point, and I will check the majority of matches as our players new boy or new boy the results. One match, Blay Kyei Dwamena last season, Paya Kotoko. Game on Kobo against Chelsea. He was exceptional in that game. Away match. No. Ntim dear. Me and my camera has said, oh, pay. Kotoko players will improve last season. The first part of his season and the second part na enye pa bebo Ntim din. Because as a matter of fact, the last 8 matches at Kotoko boy, Ntim none modern bono was through. If that was the first impression for Kotoko fans, me sure that Gasabro can omo Kotoko chita for dom. But also one starty Ntiama Odona Bantem. But he was one of the most important players in the Ogum system. And he was underrated last season based on the last 8 matches near the year. Ntime, if Ntim is starting a game, I don't have a problem. Based on the last season or year. But if Kyei is starting, I'll watch his performance before I'll comment because last season, Yebo Kochogumechi said, why is he trying to use new players our top over the old ones? So this season is the same Kochogumen I thought Issue-Tenadu. So there might be a reason in Tia he's not starting Issue-Tenadu. Sana me what I'm attacks. And this is the funny thing when it comes to Kotoko. When you are talking about Kotoko. When you defend somebody, ubi ambona manier da. But criticize somebody. Video this see na course na starteba. When you defend somebody, asema making you starting season, amount for trouble me. That I can show screenshot of for trouble me even this morning. Obi frame me say sometimes me defend the coach no do. But me fire 1, 2, 3 pe. Me see call ni wie na course na video ni kren wie me premiere kren wie na course na starteba then I will can ogu myself. But media, I say what I believe in. I believe that Ogum went in for Issue-Tenadu for a reason. But maybe something different might be happening at the training grounds, and that might be why maybe I would prefer a year Kyei Dwamena. Now the question is it working? Kotoko first game a year Juma, and Kotoko won Wakarela. Yesterday's game, one match Kyei Frimu, when he realized that young apostles were defending a lot. Therefore, he needed creative players. Inti enye se ade no na enko yie no ma ne bowie o tsesa ne nsa no where he introduced Dauda Saka. Eno de yaya beka Emmanuel Entry ho e wo mfimfio. So at the point na Kotoko yaya Emmanuel Entry in the middle. Dauda Saka wo far left. Peter Akwa wo far right. And na Albert Abu ejire with Andrews Ntim men just behind the two, say, would you know what you say? And at that moment, it will be difficult to introduce Issue-Tenadu because one, Kotoko needed a goal. Young apostles are Sheba. Kotoko here go. May sacrifice it. May the Issue-Tenadu back. Issue-Tenadu any that offensive ability. He is a destroyer. He is a ball winner. In this case, we are playing against a team. Omunye interested in possession. Amaja possession and they are trying to catch us on the break. Therefore, we don't really need a ball winner. We need scorers. That is the point. Entienra, Asamba Kupa and Kame, a bam trim, which and I was having a discussion. It popped up. Eye Bena someone. Because they say we check it attacking liner. Abdul Karim Abdurrahman, Coach Manembo, or Manimbobi. Weston Bass on Bobby. But what I say? In Sikenra no, and Kebia Peter Hakwen Hunusono, because at the point to Yibaba a free. Oyi a free no, or the Patrick a see you do mum nebai. Internet say at that moment, Kotoko needed maybe an additional striker or an additional winger. But the Patrick a see you do mum nebai is smart who will be kumo. But Emra game net yet. You can talk about how he started, but his changes in the game, there was no room for Issue-Tenadu. Nothing so the Issue-Tenadu beba game no, because na Kotoko here creators, not defenders or destroyers. Because on neba then na obebo ho ban. Na Kotoko kobo na regu. At a point on neba so obebo game no ban. Obebo the one goal lead in ho ban. Benra other form into Ntim fanem bambe bobi bia ho ban. So the complaints, Metioma say, what may I understand everybody when it comes to the complaints. But if you are watching the game from a tactical point, you are chasing the opponent to get a goal. So you need more creators. So it's either Wisdom Bass, you best chapeau Ntim, no ababe jinembi. No an option or a different dimension abesha attack. So I say Cheba Afwepra. Minim the fitness level of the other Sudanese because or so come on ban tem no pa and can be expect to say Kasabrin can a team. But definitely the coach is not using him. It's a hot pan as no. We can also talk about the fact that one or the other playing Baba on the wings is not helping. In Tiambo, one defensive midfielder, Emmanuel Ntim and Baba. We can talk about that. In that case, one of the best defensive midfield option for Asante Kotoko. And a coach in a bit determined with training grounds. And yes, we should calm kakra. Me personally, and no tension and Issue-Tenadu no. We might end up buying pressure on the boy. You better top pressure, my boy, in the kakra. Also, a bad son of best started. Now, when it's me, any good game will pay. When you good start to pay. Now, Samaba. Now, I am Shishifwaba. I am Shishira for Fraba. So let's just believe in the coach. Because he's the one who decided to come break the bank and go fan. He's one of the most expensive players at Kotoko. Just story my yaya 1.8 billion, 180,000 Kotoko. So me assure the coaching were planned for him. So let's just give him the benefit of doubt. Moving forward to our next game, me assure the coach Ogum nim say nra pressure ne kakre ba aye ne kire say echitafo no they are not ready for any form of upset in the next game. So he must get the best selection for Asante Kotoko. But metie who say if Kotoko bebo home matches are teams are more likely to sit back against Asante Kotoko. And in that case, Kotoko will need more attacking options. Because young kind of create 2 matches at Kotoko about Peter Akwe Unuso. You say we Peter free one. Wingers to do say now. You can talk about Dauda Saka. Saka so buy no 2 matches ni nyina ya bono. Yen hu ni years ah. Nti adwuma de we anim ho. Which I'm happy coach Ogum admitted during on Ankasa press conference adwuma we anim ho. But Menya sure say adwuma we defensive midfield in the 2 matches na Kotoko abon. Menya sure 2 matches na Kotoko abon. Me say dem hu adwuma e wo the defensive midfield no ho. Because Kotoko have been dominating in the 2 matches. They've been passing well. They've been controlling the midfield. And yes, Ntim ne Kyei have been completely bullied by opponents. But what did they make can I say? And in that moment where Kotoko ye down, in fact justice blame machine because ye pego. In fact Issue-Tenadu machine because ye pego. Ye de sa come on the beba. Nti ohone die things are nra. Mini ogume ya adwen kakra. Just that moving forward. So tie the for soccer. Now finding the best way to bring up the creativity spark in the team because creative work in Emmanuel Entwiso. And it looks like if you take him out, got creative work no about form. So that is my opinion. But people have the right to complain. Let's allow them. They spend money, or must spend more time to support the team. And if the results are more penal, they have every right to voice their displeasure. It's up to the coach. Say, Obeto Tunnyoma yi or bench. Now at the end of the day, the player be odemebo piano. Player ne money monsweni. Then convince ya ye chira. Yene nyadwen on the selection. No. Assembly no. If you are going to play over the champion, then you must see why over the champion should play ahead of Akwesi. So Obejrem, not to top papa, so there people will come at you. But sometimes also no. Echitafo na no say no Issue-Tenadu yembe no Issue-Tenadu yembe no. It's part of the game. Because I see any coach Michael say Edin Komo on silver. And now he was talking about the early days where baby and go stars. Problems are now facing. And now he was talking about one player baby and free baby and ankasa. Ono wa born in division 1 bibia o baby and ana. Go stars or team na ho. Na o say utimi win game. Na onam kwaso kofia. Wo se maami bi ahia no. Na coach Yebei, da ben abemana bubi. I don't want to mention the players name. Coach Yebei, da ben abemana bubi. Boso ne maame na kasa. Oso utimi kwa papa panyin bitimi for coach. Ena de wahye na yesro Yebei. This year coach manim bubi. So it got to a time you had to find ways of using the player just to please the home fans because a koyame could do see or Emma na babe discussion with Kronum. Say ye bano, yesu ye pese ye babe he ye bani bi. I say ahokwo nko an ye hwe ye pese ye hwe ye bani bi. So the CEO had to discuss with him. They had to find a way of using the boy free baby. It is something with everybody. See, Coach Ogum will have to learn how to deal with that. If Kotoko be born home matches were boasia. Because sometimes blasters be bobo Kumasia. Okay, they find ways of using players who tie the Kumasi system now. I say to find ways of connecting with the people. And Osha Issue-Tenadu obi our fans were boasting and pattern. So me, I understand the reaction of the boys. But from a tactical point, at the time I once started Issue-Tenadu, na Kotoko that from the dear never den so the nebeba. It was going to be difficult because we a coach, only coaches needing command. Over 2 defensive midfielders, 2 in Kyei and in Ntim. A bad den so better draw munina. Now when he's chasing the game, or the Issue-Tenadu do not fail or warming up na babishim. Because at least you always need Bakwa. Game na fadada. The tempo of the game na fadada. So normally, what coach is being says a Kotoko Lydia. Ebi obey chef no the Issue-Tenadu aba. Issue-Tenadu bob 5-10 minutes almost I feel warming into the game. No way Ebianka Ntim free. Nank we introduce an attacker. Because that time no Issue-Tenadu are warming to be the only defensive midfielder in the team. But when he's coming from the bench, when unwarming enough to meet the tempo of the game, so I'm not here. Me sure say Ogum was stubborn, there. Me sure say Ogum was stubborn. Clearly, so line up now. This was a coach who decided so by rewarding the team that is what he decided to do. Yakobo first game yase Moamon sign twice on Kobo game. So even Freddy Kasare, which it can affect the next call up. Now when you got team no bimba. Me sure say next game Kamara Sanda. Maybe from now to add the next call up Freddy Kasare and Dagua. Odampo no na pre-season friendly impono. People were even questioning Coach Tuado as to why he decided to start or call Freddy Kasare. So imagine when he's really not playing. No, Sako friend there, and you had discussion very different. That is even something amount for free so. So Coach Ogum, you have a lot of work to do. You have the materials. And things say how you communicate to the fans for them to understand will also be very, very important. But all in all, there is a high expectation on Issue-Tenadu that people want to see why you signed him. People want to see Diomate Omasumuno. And again, they believe he can easily solve the problem. So, coach, find a way of balancing the two. Now, at the same time, when you have results. Especially when it comes to your selection of personnel. So as soon as Ntim, don't be disturbed by what people are saying. There have been a lot of attacks from Mumi and Usopa, but don't be disturbed by it because the same people will call for your head. I'm telling you, say, if you can keep up the good performance, now Ababe clear say you are the one, and you merit the slot in the starting 11. They'll come back and sing praises for you guys. So just keep your focus, keep on training hard. And whenever coach remember chance go to the field and prove it on the field. Next game is against Brekum Chelsea. It's a tough game. Tough game. Week way, Omambo game to many time to rest. The first 2 games or 4 points. It means that the Brekum Chelsea team is not a bad team. The return of Lord Amo and Patrick Esiedu, Henry Ansu Elko Brekum. Last season, almost share by 2-1. It's a venue that Kotoko cannot afford to lose. Sebesha Young Apostles born and ran. Any Chelsea, then I'm going to say very different. Because some of will open up and play with Kotoko. Young Apostle decided to sit back and catch Kotoko on the break. And when you are going to play against a team you must look at how you win the midfield. One, Coach Ugu must work on Abdul Karim Abdul Rahman. An important part. Because Elvis Cheba for home turn. He said that other Sudanese player, he must regain his fitness and start being part of the team. Edu there then Abetamo and Kwane Yachichre na no true or in as another striker. Weston Bassi, the winger from Nigeria. He must also start coming in. Because Peter Hunuswa, the other player who saw a proper winger based on the profile and the acting or no. Because we share the videos or a proper winger or the pace or the take-ons or cut direct. You can not say Muay Deno was put to on Sutum or no show or you play of Fala also. So improvement of our attack and sharpening of our forwards so that you can have options. And we are there. Obane we are Peter Baba ebi abetamo started. They are 10 time and febe huna ebi a Wisdom Basiba. Ebi Abdul Karim Abdul Rahman eba Saka Dauda baby you are introducing this three swaba bishim. No a different dimension about the game. No? Again, we must utilize our set pieces. Coach, Sramonsha Hosuyi, free kick ne corner no yɛnhwɛ kwan a ebetumi afa so de apanish the opponent because entry ebetwa no baba yɛ ebetwa no Peter Akwa ebetwa no abetamu ne ho hene ebetwa no ba yɛtwa na ekosi sɛn yɛtwa na ekosi sɛn yɛnyɛ ne nyina ho adwuma and I think it's not a bad start but for us to win the league we must be consistent ɛsɛ we no tumi nya bɛyɛ fourth waso maybe a draw baako abɛfam that is when fans na kuma so let's understand everybody's complaint and look at how we can work on the various complaints of others so that the results in the next matches supporters. This is Porcupine Town with Silbert. Have a good evening. Bye-bye.